Gather round you thick sexy Spartan, as today we're taking a look at the recently released World of Halo Banshee with Elite Enforcer set by Jazwares. This set landed in the Jazwares vault earlier this month and you can get yours today for the reasonably generous price of $30. This Banshee is designed in scale with the rest of the 4-inch World of Halo figures, so it should fit right at home when compared with the rest of the line. And it's also really exciting as this is the first vehicle that we've received in quite some time. So hopefully this means that we'll be getting more vehicles released into the vault in the future, and I am absolutely praying that we're going to be getting our hands on a Wasp. The Banshee is definitely something that I've been longing for ever since they first revealed this line, so I'm happy that we've finally got one here. This set was also revealed alongside the Spartan Collection Yokai figure. I was a bit surprised that it was a pre-order for March and not released alongside the Banshee, but what is completely bizarre is that international lowlifes like myself need to wait until it's released to have a chance at ordering it, because we're completely blocked until then, and there's every possibility that it could bloody be sold out when it releases. One of the biggest criticisms Jazwares always receives is on their distribution and what appears to be any lack of care for anybody outside of the US. They made great steps forward in giving the Jazwares Vault international shipping, only to bend us over and screw us with this yokai figure. I don't think there's any reason at all why pre-orders need to be US only. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. Back to the Banshee. Just like the rest of the Vault releases, this one also comes in that tantalisingly sexy black silky packaging. This is always the highlight for me as I end up keeping these displayed in box, so it really helps when it looks this delicious. This is the 11th Halo set in the vault, which for some reason excludes the Big Shot Battle Pack from that count. It says that there are 5 pieces in total here, which includes the Banshee, Elite, CinderShot, and then oddly it seems to take the left wings into that piece count as well, which is strange as the right side also can be removed, which should be 7 pieces in total, but I don't really think that the wings should be advertised as separate pieces here. There's also some instructions on the bottom of the box if you're dumb, that is. Anyway, let's crack this bad boy open and delve into what's inside. First up, we've got that sweet ass Banished Elite Enforcer, which is a brand new figure to this set. Sadly, it doesn't come with its own base, so I am using a spare here, which I guess is okay as the figure does come with a vehicle to put him in, but if you're going to include some peg holes in the feet, then I expect a base included. The Enforcers have a great design which is taken from Reach for the officer rank, and then it is beautifully redesigned for Infinite, and then again here for this figure. As for most figures, Jazwares must be working directly with in-game assets, as it's near perfect in detail. Though there are some small differences, the hexagonal pattern for the undersuit is replaced with a sleek grey, but for the scale I really can't complain that they're missing. There are a few areas that could use some additional paint as well, like the black plates on the shoulder, and there's also some small lights that are scattered throughout the armour, but I'm going to give him a pass for excluding them because painting all those little tiny white lights seems like a pain in the arse. Normally these things will be completely slathered in silver dry brushing and dirty washes, but there doesn't seem to be anything here, which is really surprising. And I quite like that, to be honest, because as I say, things don't need dirt to look good. But I can see it putting some people off though, so at least it does offer a nice clean slate for those who want to do it yourself, if you're into that sort of custom work, that is. The articulation is also pretty decent and you could get him into some real snazzy poses. The neck is a bit limiting as it doesn't turn side to side, and you really can't get any solid movement out of the waist either. The soft plastics of the shoulders are also misshapen from the packaging, but I have been bending them back into place throughout filming. So do expect them to be a bit wonky at first, but you can correct that with some gentle molesting. He also comes with a CinderShot, and this is the second one that we've received throughout the line, as the first one came in Series 4 with the Elite Ultra. I can't really complain about it, it's a good mould and the colours are fairly spot on. The only thing that I think that it can do to bolster it to 10 is giving it purple at the end for the glow of the barrel and maybe some orange for the display as well, because without it, it does come across a little lifeless. It also comes with a peg to attach it to the figures' backs. Jazwares never gave the Elites the hole in the back, so you can never attach it to them. But overall, the CinderShot is okay for your basic accessory. The Banshee itself requires a small bit of assembly out of the box with the left wing, but they just friction fit right into place. Now to give you my complete honest first impressions of this, equivalent to the level of hype that I've had for a Banshee, this is possibly one of the most disappointing pieces of merch this year. I didn't notice at all when this thing was revealed, but they've completely squashed my boy here. Look at this flat king. Why on earth does it look like this? I'll be putting a comparison up so you can see exactly what I mean, but just look at it. The cockpit's meant to be all tall and sexy looking from the front, but what we've got here is a weird crushed looking freak. It's a proper dork. I don't think I'm overreacting here at all, but this single thing It looks horrendous and I just hate it. And it's not just that it looks flat, every single thing on the front looks completely misshapen and odd. Look at how wide that front vent is in comparison. The metal plating should be engulfing the front of this thing, but it's tiny and pathetic here. I mean, otherwise the moulding and detail on the rest of the thing's pretty good, but this one thing absolutely ruins the Banshee for me. It's like they were forcing the shape of the Banshee to fit in a predetermined box, and they had to alter the look just to flatten it and squash it in there for presentation. They could have done all sorts of things like removing the cockpit door, having it as a separate piece to keep it in scale, but I guess they really wanted it lying flat and all together, but that sadly came at the cost of it looking good. The grey plates, blades and weapons, they look absolutely great against the base red. And there's some decent silver dry brushing all over the thing, which is really nice, but that really does it for any supporting paints. Just looking at another in-game image, there are yellow lights peppered all over this thing, which is completely missing here in this toy, and it just causes it to look completely soulless. The piercing yellow eye is so iconic for its design, and it is just sad without it. Then we get to the articulation, or lack of articulation, down to the way that the wings are designed. They can't turn at all, and they remain completely static when they're forced in. It could have been a ball joint, and it could have allowed for some really awesome mid-air turning poses. And then the weapons in the back tail don't move either. The only thing that does move, of course, is that cockpit, which reveals a quite underwhelming design, but to be fair, I really wasn't expecting much from it. It doesn't really need to be overly detailed inside. The fact that it's actually got handles is pretty cool. You got to force that enforcer to get in there because it is pretty tight, but you can close the door, so that's a small little victory for this set. And of course it feels great swooshing this thing through the air, but I really don't think that it stacks up against the rest of the World of Halo vehicles. Sure, most of the other vehicles could use a little bit more paint or articulation, but the World of Halo series has been offering awesome in-scale figures that you can take epic photos of and really build armies with. So as soon as they alter the shape of the iconic vehicle, it completely ruins the look. So with my world-renowned Halo Foundry scoring system, I'm going to be giving this thing a disappointing 2 out of 5. The overall set is really good, the inclusion of the Elite Ultra is really nice, and I absolutely appreciate that we got a brand new figure for this set and not just an Elite that we had in the previous waves as well, so that's absolutely fantastic. But for me, the main thing here has to be the Banshee, and it is completely underwhelming. And what's also a shame is that the flatness has become super obvious on the box now, and it's starting to bother me there as well. Originally, I was super excited for the future of the World of Halo vehicles, but this has got me a little bit worried if this is the sort of effort that we can expect from Jazwares. I'll definitely be proudly keeping this figure in the packaging and hidden from sight. But what about you? Did you manage to pick this up? And does the flat look disgust you as much as it disgusts me? Either way, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest news and reviews on all things Halo merch. Catch up with you next time, you thick Spartan. Peace out.